Welcome to Uzbekistan, where we have just arrived here in Tashkent, and I am staying at the famous Hotel Uzbekistan. I'm so excited to share this with you. Over this next video series, we're going to be going to Khiva, Bukhara, Samarkand, and of course the capital city of Tashkent. So let's go see what Uzbekistan has to offer. Okay, so I don't know if it's a mistake staying at the Hotel Uzbekistan because it's cost me £35 a night, so about like $45 US, and I'm leaving very early tomorrow morning, so I don't know if it was worth it because she also said that you should really stay for breakfast because the breakfast is quite good. She works there, so maybe that's just what she's gonna say, but I don't know. Nevertheless, we are just going now to find something to eat because it is about 9 PM and I'm very hungry. But just first impressions, it feels more built up than Kyrgyzstan, like than Bishkek, but somehow less in it. I don't know, that's very, very first impressions though, so can't really say. In terms of getting from the airport to the hotel, it was a little bit overwhelming, so just kind of bear that in mind. There are lots of people, lots of relatives, it's just a very hectic atmosphere. You can use Yandex, same in Kyrgyzstan, same in Kazakhstan, use Yandex. You may need to wait maybe 5-10 minutes for you to be paired up with the Yandex, but just stay vigilant is what I would say. And it cost me 16,000 Uzbek money, which is around £1 to get from the airport to my hotel, and it was around a half-an-hour journey. So very, very good value for money. It's super cheap here. SIM card was £3, so yeah, so far it's good. More built up than I expected it to be. Got a lot of Turkish brands from what I can see, and an English school. It's the nicest English school I've ever seen. 007, look at that. This is interesting, first impressions. I've heard Uzbekistan was much more religious. I feel a little bit uncomfortable because I have not seen a single person wearing shorts. However, they are selling alcohol, there is a karaoke bar, so you know there is some sort of nightlife here, even though it doesn't look busy, it looks dead in fact. But I haven't seen anyone wearing shorts, so maybe you guys can spot someone in the videos, but I feel a little bit uncomfortable because people are looking at me. Probably also because I'm walking around with a gimbal, but anyway. Okay, so I got meat, chips, and samsa. I ate half of it, I'm sorry it came. They do that here in Central Asia, they bring like the mains and then they'll bring the sides like after, as if the sides take longer to make. It's very strange. So the other kind of general first impression was obviously immigration. So immigration does take a long time for some reason. There was quite a wait and it was seemed unnecessary, to be honest. However, whenever you come to any Central Asia country, they ask you, why are you here? Kind of tourism, study, work. They just say tourism, and then they're super friendly. They're like, oh, welcome, your first time here? And you're like, yeah. They're like, okay, have a nice time, beautiful country. And you're like, okay, thank you. So it's a really beautiful, nice welcome that I got when I landed here. And then even I needed an ATM, and I'd actually left the airport, but I asked one of the security guards, and he goes, yeah, no problem. And he brought me back inside, took me to the ATM. It's super helpful, super friendly, very nice here, loving it. Back to another day. Now, we are on a very, very tight schedule today. To be honest, what I've realised is that over 3 days, I'm spending less than 24 hours here, around 22 hours. So I'm probably going to call this video something like 24 hours in Tashkent. But I'm determined to see everything that I want to see and everything that I need to see, so we're going to do that. But first, I need to get lunch. So I'm getting lunch I'm in a residential area. It's called Tashkent City Park. There was a Turkish restaurant that I saw that I wanted to go to. There it is. Kuşbaşı. Nice area. Very nice actually. Built up. It reminds me of Galata Port in Istanbul. Right. See you guys after lunch. Okay, so we've now arrived at the Chorsu bazaar. However, I think it is closed. Let's go and see Kasa. Kasa means ticket, so I don't know if you need tickets to go in. Never mind, guys. Ironically, this is the state circus of Uzbekistan, and the only clown in there is me. We're trying to get in. It's barred, it's locked. The Chorsu bazaar is actually around the corner, so hopefully that's open. Although this is the first video I've released, I have been in Uzbekistan for a week now, and throughout this week I have been on the search for strawberries, and I have been very unsuccessful because the reality of it is I don't think they grow them in this country. Oh, I should have eaten here. Smell of vinegar. It's very strong here. Look, they cook, for example, the meat, they call it shashlik here. Meat is usually like £1 for a skewer. And they're serving all Uzbek cuisine. Oh, I feel so stupid. I should have come here for lunch. I actually went to a really expensive place for lunch because they had a Turkish dessert called kartma. And basically I've been craving kartma for a very, very long time. And you can only really get it in Istanbul. So that's why I went there, but I ended up spending a lot on lunch. And it was nice, but I got an upset tummy, so... Okay. So they are not too busy today. It is 4 o'clock? No, 3 o'clock. So there's clothes shops. I like that actually. Uzb. That's really nice. That's nice. We'll come back. How much is the t-shirt? 65. 65. 65,000, which is like... I do this and then I come back. I come back. He's saying he'd give it to me for 50, which is like 50 divided by 14. Let's estimate at £4. Very inexpensive here. Oh, sorry. They have ATMs here. One thing that is worth noting actually, their ATMs usually only charge you 7,000 for cash. So that 7,000 is about, what, for me it's 50 UKP. So very, very minimal amount compared to other countries. I can't remember where I was. Maybe it was Tunisia. In Tunisia they charge you $5. Minimum $5 charge for taking out cash. Same thing in a lot of Far Eastern countries. You take out money, $5, $5, $5, as if it means nothing, when obviously it doesn't. But over here, just 50p, so it's not that bad. I don't think you can experience a culture and experience the livelihood of the locals more authentically than by coming to a market. All their spices, all the smells of vegetables, fruit, the fresh Uzbek bread that they buy, the meat that they get, you know, this is where locals come to shop. They don't really have supermarkets like we do, that you can, you know, get cutlery from the butchers, all these things. They don't really have that, as far as I've seen. There's the bakery section in there. Let's go have a look, and then we'll head to the meat section, just to be curious. They sell this everywhere as well, rock candy. It's very sweet, as you can see, the bees like it. Sometimes in Kyrgyzstan, in the tea house, they would give you some of the rock sugar to put in the tea house. Oh, is this where they make the bread? What do they call it? Naan, like naan. It's very big and fat. This is really interesting. So we'll take you through the process. So this is the bread. The bread's really heavy and it's bigger than your hand and your face. So obviously they'll prepare the dough, then they'll make it into the shape by putting a hole in the middle of it, add sesame seeds, and then they put it into like the fire oven and it's burning, burning hot. You can feel the heat from here. Can you see they stick them on the walls? until they're nice, hot, and ready to sell. And then they usually sell for around 15,000, 10,000, depending on how big the bread is. And I was told the bread tends to last very long as well because of a certain type of yeast that they use here in Uzbekistan. But this is really cool actually, because I wanted to see how it was made and I didn't get the opportunity. This is Chorsu. Welcome at last. I hope you guys understand the confusion, right? You just don't think I'm stupid. Well, it smells like a butcher's, I'll give you that. Oh wow, impressive. It's very clean. I think they make cheese and milk from the same products, the same animals as well. To be honest, this is cleaner than the butchers they have in London. I would feel more comfortable buying my meat from here than I would from the UK. Everything is fresh, cheap, homegrown. Obviously, tourists come here, lots of tourists come here, and it's not just, oh, if I need meat, I'll come here. I mean, it's a tourist destination, so people do come here, so don't feel uncomfortable to walk in or to go to any market anywhere in the world, because as I mentioned before, it's just such an authentic experience. You are walking with the locals. Look what I mean. It's so clean. Everything is wrapped. There are no flies in here. It's air conditioned inside here. Wrapped in cling film. Very impressed. Hello. Right, I'm going to leave before I start to smell like meat. But I hope you enjoyed. Okay, now we are metro hopping, and I think I won the lottery with what I just stopped off at. Wow. Very, very Soviet. The inside, but also the trains are very Soviet. So this station is probably the most renowned and the most beautiful, and it's called Alisher Novoy. That's what it says in Russian there. This is very surreal. Now this is actually a very touristy. You go hopping between the metro stations, and actually the trains take like 6 to 7 minutes between each one. So it's actually a perfect thing to do to kind of get off at every station, take your photos. It's quite exciting. Okay, so they do have it in English. It's just not very clear. So the next stop we're going to is the Cosmo Navtlar. To be honest, I just recommend downloading a picture from Google, and then you'll be able to see it on there. saw a tourist, I think they were Korean, and they just jumped out of the train, took a photo of the station, and then jumped back on. And they close pretty fast here, so you don't really have time to do that. It's dangerous and you could get in trouble, so don't do that. But it was quite funny, just ran out, took a photo, and then ran back in. Okay, so we are done gallivanting around the metro, which is really fun actually. I think it's probably, I would say it's an essential thing that you have to do if you come to Tashkent, because their metro is so beautiful. And it's quite fun to go to your destination but kind of stop up at every stop and take photos of the metro station. So yeah, it's really exciting. But we're gonna go, oh, what did I just step in? No, don't worry. False alarm. Right, now we're gonna go check out the Minor Mosque, although it's on the other side of the road, so I don't know how I'm gonna get there. But we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna head back to the hotel, because I haven't actually had a chance to relax. And then we'll see, and we'll come back outside. We are here at the Minor Mosque in Tashkent. It's very beautiful. It's got blue domes. You can't actually see them. Hopefully we can go inside, as I was saying. Don't know why I sound like this. But I think it might be Asr time, so late afternoon prayer time very shortly. So I'm not sure if they'll let me in. As in, they will let me in, but like, you know, it's not right for me to film if everyone's, you know, doing their thing. I love how, so it's obviously a new structure that has been recently built here in Tashkent, but you can see they're keeping it with the old style of the madrassas and the mosques from the 14th and 15th century. So it's really characteristic, Uzbek characteristic, but also very beautiful and nice that they're keeping with kind of the traditions and the architecture. The thing is with a lot of the shapes of these madrasas, right, is they're so beautiful, but because the dome is usually just as high as the madrasa, you usually can't see them unless you're at an angle, or you're behind it, or you are looking at the whole structure from afar. And I think the trees are a beautiful touch. Really, really beautiful. Alright guys, so we are back at the hotel, and I've been given my room, and I think I've been given an upgrade. It said on the door Royal Suite. I don't remember booking a Royal Suite. I'd always just book the cheapest room, not gonna lie. Okay, so we walk in and we've got, this is the like living room. Why do I need a living room? I'm one person. That is the air conditioner. What is that? What even is that? Oh my god. What is going on? And look, that was our old hotel. That is where we're staying in Khiva. That. You'll see that in the next vlog. What on earth is going on in the House of Commons? No. I mean, look at the bed. Why do I need a bed that big? Like, why? Oh my god, it feels amazing. I did pay a lot for this hotel, I did. But not that much that I have a jacuzzi. You know what I mean? And a shower, don't forget. I'm in shock. This bathroom is massive. And like, why do I need pebbles? I mean, I do need pebbles there, but like, I don't know why I need pebbles. You know what I mean? Oh my God. And wait, look at the sink. Look at the sink. I've always wanted one of these. And now I do. For 12 hours. This room is, or this suite is part of a villa. So they've got a few villas. They've got an indoor pool, they've got an outdoor pool, they've got a gym. And apparently now I have a jacuzzi in my room. So I don't really know what to do with myself because I've still got a lot that I need to see in Tashkent. But I don't want to do anything other than stay in this hotel. So I'm gonna go swimming now. We'll take it from there, frankly. I'm in absolute shock. What an amazing hotel. It's called Ichan Khala Premium Class Hotel. I didn't need to say the premium class, but I said it anyway. Wow, yeah. Right, good morning and welcome to the Amir Temur Monument. So, Amir Temur, you will be hearing a lot about him in the vlogs. Primarily because he shares the same name as me, yes, but also he is considered a great war hero here in Uzbekistan. To some other cultures, he may be known as a figure like Genghis Khan, who ransacked cities. However, here in Uzbekistan, he is known as a hero. So, what's really interesting about this statue is that it was actually recently placed here post-Soviet, because I think before, if I'm not mistaken, there were statues of Lenin and Stalin in a lot of places here in Tashkent, and they were all replaced basically with Uzbek heroes. So it was created in 1993, so 2 years after the fall of the Soviet Union, and it was initiated by their first president, Islam Karimov, whom you will also be hearing a lot about if you come to Uzbekistan. Very, very beautiful, and it says, "Strength in justice." Not injustice, injustice. I'm standing here because he's hiding the sun from me, but let's go and get a better look. Which way is he waving? I can't actually see, the sun's in my eyes. There he is. What a man. You'll also see in the background, I'm not sure what that is, beautiful building, but you'll also see the Hotel Uzbekistan, if you remember that from the beginning of the video, and we stayed there almost a week ago now. Because basically how I've done this trip is I did 1 day in Tashkent, I did my whole time in Uzbekistan, going to Khiva, Bukhara, Samarkand, and I'm here on my last day in Tashkent. So we stayed there a week ago. I don't think it's worth staying there. I mean, it's a cheap hotel, to be honest. If you wanted to just stay somewhere that's central, it is very central. However, it's actually not very nice inside. It's not very impressive inside. It's more impressive from the outside, so yeah. If you want to stay there, you can stay there, but I would not say you have to. Whereas the hotel I'm staying at now, the Ichan Khala, if you are like into a luxury hotel, that is like outstanding. One of the best hotels I've ever stayed in. It's absolutely out of this world beautiful. Okay, so we are now at the State Museum of the Timurids, which I'm guessing is basically just a museum about the Timurid Empire, so the Amir Temur Empire. Again, this was built in 1996, so it was after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and I feel like all of these things, you can see in the back the Hotel Uzbekistan and the Amir Temur monument is just behind the trees. I think this whole kind of, you know what it said in the Amir Temur monument about how Islam Karimov basically wanted to Uzbekify Uzbekistan, take it away from the Soviet Union, you know, actually make things which give it an identity rather than being another Soviet state. So they removed all the Soviet statues and the Soviet history, and they implemented their own history. They you know, brought back their own heroes and their own key figures in their own history. So yeah, it's really interesting. Entry is about 25,000, which is again like £2. I unfortunately don't have the time to go in, but if you know me, I love my kind of history, particularly countries and cultures which are so unknown to the world. You know, like I'm intrigued by Uzbeki and kind of the Silk Road history. The history of China I find absolutely bewildering. Like I just don't know enough about it. So these kind of museums I really enjoy, but unfortunately I just don't have the time. So there is another museum that we're going to go and see because of the architecture outside. I think that's called the National State Museum of History. Yeah, and then we're going to be heading to the Tashkent Tower. Again, everything is very quick, very whistle-stop, but I wanted to see everything, but I don't have time to actually go in and explore and go up the tower. But these are just things that hopefully it just pinpoints it if you are looking to come to Tashkent. Which, if you are coming to Uzbekistan, don't neglect Tashkent. I feel like I've not neglected it, but because of the time shortages of my trip, I have not been able to stay here as long as I would have liked. I've stayed a maximum of 24 hours. Ideally, I think you need at least 48 to 72 hours in Tashkent. Because there's a lot to see if you're going to go to all the museums, if you're going to enjoy their restaurants, enjoy the vibe here, you know, enjoy your hotel as well. They water their plants and everything a lot here in Uzbekistan. Although they were doing it in the hotel this morning and he accidentally wet me. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I don't know, it's very strange. I had a feeling it was going to happen. And it just like sprayed my leg. I feel like they overwater them. But it's so hot here that, I mean, to be honest, it just dries within 2 seconds. I just also want to take this opportunity, as this is the first vlog from Uzbekistan. To my dear American friends, please do not say Uzbekistan. It is not Uz, it is Uz. And it is not Stan, it is Stan. And that goes for all the Stans. Pakistan, Afghanistan. It's not Stan. And it's not Uz. Uzbekistan. Please. Thank you. Okay, so we have arrived. Thank you for listening to my lecture. So this is the National State Museum of, let's say it together, ladies and gents, Uzbekistan. Thank you. Beautiful architecture. Really, really beautiful. That's kind of why I wanted to come here. I presume the entry is something similar, 25,000. Again, very sad news, but I don't have time to go inside. I think sometimes when I go on trips, sometimes I leave stuff out on purpose. Usually only one thing, so that I have a reason to come back. Usually it's just because I'm lazy though. If you're wondering why Uzbekistan, Tashkent and the whole of Central Asia is clean, it's because of these ladies in blue. These beautiful women maintain the cleanliness of the city, and I'm sure they've got similar people in Bishkek, in the whole of Kyrgyzstan. That's why even when you look at the floor, you can't see leaves, there's no rubbish, no cigarettes, no stains, nothing. It's absolutely spotless. And that goes for the whole of Central Asia. I am so incredibly impressed, because you go to Europe, all these over touristy places, and you will hear me, and you probably have this whole trip, don't go to Europe when you've got places like this in the world who benefit so much more from your tourism, but that are also cleaner, nicer to walk around. So this is the Independence Monument. Once again, we are going on our post-Soviet Uzbekistan tour. Really, really beautiful monument actually. Very, very simplistic, very nice. There's a globe in the back with a mother, but you cannot go there. For some reason there are barriers, which in a way is good, saves us time. Maybe I just didn't do my research about Uzbekistan enough, but I just didn't realize there'd be this much. You know, it's not like, there's nothing like major to see. You don't need like 5 days to spend just to look at this one monument. But you know, there's a lot to do. It's just a nice walk around. You can walk in the morning, take your time in the evening, and you know, just stay in your hotel in the day when it's too hot or something, or go inside the museums. So it's very, very nice capital city. I think out of all the ones in Central Asia, I prefer Tashkent to Almaty for sure. Bishkek has a very different feel to it. time, ladies and gentlemen. I have 1 hour before I need to be at my hotel and then on the way to the airport. So we're here to see the Tashkent Tower. Very impressive, very Soviet looking. It reminds me of the Fernsehturm in Berlin, but also, yeah, it's just very like space needly. I like it. You can go up. It is lit up at night with the Uzbek colours usually. Again, we don't have time, but it's very, very beautiful. We're going to go to the memorial of the victims of oppression and repression, I think it's called, something like that. I will confirm the name. And then we need to eat. All of that within an hour. So let us go. Okay, this is the Central Asian Plov Center. This is awesome actually. You can see they make the bread and you can see where they make the plov. This is really cool. This is like a tourist destination. So it's obviously oil and that's how they cook the rice, and the meat, they put the meat on separately, but that's a lot of rice. And they only make one type of plov here, I think. So obviously then once they're doing it, they mix it. It smells very nice. I just got soaked by a sprinkler because I didn't know what side of the road it was coming from. Right, that's very good actually. We are here. Okay, that was literally took 2 minutes from the station Sharakon. Wow, that's beautiful. I presume that's something like the grave of the unknown soldier that many European countries have from World War I. May the memory of those who have fallen for freedom for their country live forever. Oh, that's beautiful. Right, that's all I've got time for today, but thank you very much for watching from me and from the Uzbek heroes. Please stay tuned because we are going to be going to the Aladdin-like city of Khiva next, so I'm really excited to share that with you guys. But otherwise, like, subscribe, and you can follow me at Prince Amir on Instagram. See you in the next one.